Good morning, y'all. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning, getting to late March, and what you just saw was the small and peaceful Watauga River. And today is actually my birthday, my 30th, and I knew it was going to be beautiful weather after the snowstorm this weekend. It's going to be crisp and sunny in the 50s and 60s today. So I did a lot of work so I could take today off and do a hike. And I decided to do one of my favorites in all of North Carolina, Grandfather Mountain. And I started at the Profile Trail, which is accessed from Highway 105 south of Boone. And even though it's a Tuesday, there's about 10 cars at the trail, surprisingly. But this is gonna be an awesome hike. There's so many cool spots along this trail that it's really difficult to know how long this video is gonna be. Could end up being over 20 minutes at least. It's just so beautiful. So I think I'll get up to the top in about an hour or so. And first I'm gonna go to Calloway Peak, the tallest of the peaks on Grandfather, and to the plane crash. And then I'm gonna head back over to the other side and go to Attic Window and MacRae Peak into the Visitor Center Swinging Bridge area. And hopefully it's open today and I can get some ice cream and a soda, and then I'll make my way back down. This, my friends, is the profile view. And what is the profile? It is this awesome rock face that looks like an old man. It's how Grandfather Mountain got its name. Earlier the trail goes right under that rock face, but the sun was so bad that I didn't really take a picture or video. But this is really the best view right here. Pretty amazing cliff.
Get my vitamin E, guys.
Oh my god.
This is zip line. Zip line?
Those last two views were the Watauga View, and then that was looking north towards the Amphibolite Range and Boone. And then the second view was Calloway Peak, looking south at the rest of Grandfather Mountain, Blue Ridge Parkway, Linville Gorge, the Black Mountains. That's the tallest peak on Grandfather Mountain, but probably the least spectacular. But there's people at each, so I didn't feel like talking, so I gave a quick video. And I decided to keep going down the trail on the Daniel Boone Scout Trail to take a look at the two airplane crashes, or maybe one. This is the higher up one. This is smaller. And there's another piece right through there. And actually, some people say it's two crashes, but I think it's the same crash. It'd be very coincidental if there's two airplanes that hit in the exact same spot. But the other crash is right up here, the other part of the plane. There's part right there. This is the main portion, I think. A little eerie. This is right off the trail. It's hard to miss. Yeah, this is the... I think this is from the early 80s. Not too sure. But now my plan is to go back up over Calloway Peak and follow the grandfather trail all the way to the swinging bridge. It's gonna be an awesome day. The weather is perfect up here. So I'm about to start the most fun section of this hike, which is the open rocky ridge lines in between Calloway Gap leading to Attic Window Peak, MacRae Peak, and then Grandfather Gap on the way down towards the swinging bridge. And this is just one of the first views that you get, just right off the trail. You can see the forested Calloway Peak rising above, and then I think that's Hanging Rock, and that big mountain area is Beach Mountain. You can see like a bunch of houses. That's where a ski resort is. And then this eyesore right here is the giant condominium on top of Sugar Mountain, another ski area. Luckily, after that was built, everyone hated it, and so they banned buildings like that on top of mountains. Then straight ahead, you have the majestic Roan Highlands, the peak with all the brown yellow grass is Hump Mountain, and then those are the open balds leading to the much bigger grassy ridge bald dead center, and then Roan Mountain behind that. And then you can see right here, these are the cliffs, and the trail is going to actually go straight up those rocks over there and up and down all the way towards the end of this mountain. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is the fun stuff I'm talking about. You can see right there, there's a blaze. You just have to follow the rocks up and not slip and hurt yourself in these cracks. Kind of hard shooting a video doing this, but I think I can manage. You definitely need some decent traction on your shoes to do this. Oh, I need to go on the other side of that. That's a big cleft. Anyways, you can see more of the hike from here. This really impressive rock face ahead of me is the next climb, and then dead center is Attic Window Peak, and then actually that little pulpit, let me put something down so I can zoom in. I can actually see a person on MacRae Peak. It's hard to tell, but there's a little finger straight ahead. And right there, that's a person standing on top of the wide open rock summit of MacRae Peak. It's pretty cool. And as usual, most of this hike is fantastic views to the west. This little area is called Alpine Meadow, and to me, this is the primo campsite of the whole trip. Just look how it's awash in sunlight. If you could haul water in here, this is super nice. This is that second exposed rock section. It's a much easier climb, but I really like it's a lot more heath bald. Tiny little bushes. Had to look from this angle. Always love this tree right here. Giant bonsai. You can see there's a nice little spot down there. It's hard to get the perspective on this given the lighting, but this is Indian House Cave. This is below Attic Window Peak. I've actually never done this little side trip before. You can actually hear my voice echoing. This is pretty cool. Look at that ice. Maybe it'll look better if I look out. Oh yeah, that's cool. Indian House Cave. It's a very steep little side trip though. How am I the only one up here? This is first time, maybe only time I'll ever get Attic Window Peak to myself. It's pretty awesome. That is the awesome band of cliffs that I just hiked across. And you can see in the distance the Amphibolite Range, and the mountains way in the distance are Mount Rogers and White Top Mountain of the Grayson Highlands area. Then you got Beach, Sugar, Roan Highlands, and you can see right there, that's MacRae Peak. It's actually only the third tallest summit, but it's the most famous because of it's a bare rock fist basically. Beyond that, that tall crest of mountains is the Black Mountains. And then you look this way, that antenna down there is Grandmother Mountain. It's so strange that Grandmother Mountain is nothing compared to this. And then you can see the craggy peaks of Hawksbill and Table Rock at Linville Gorge. Just an outstanding view up here. Happy 30th to me, right? Hi, Mom. I'm definitely not going to be able to hold onto the camera while I do this, but this is the attic window, what the peak is named after, and it is a very steep gully descent down the mountain. It's pretty, it looks awesome from the other angle. I'll have some videos later, but got to start this, and then it starts climbing under caves. It's really fun. I know perspective is everything, but man, does it look like that guy is close to the edge. Anyways, halfway down the gully. Still got a lot to go. It curves around. But you can see it's pretty steep. No, I'm not exploring. The trail actually dives under these boulders into, I guess you could call this a cave. Look how awesome attic window peak looks from here. You can see people coming down the chute right now. Coming upon a really awesome section below MacRae Peak, where we have the first clear views of the visitor center gift shop below the swinging bridge in Linville Peak. And this is the top of the ladder section, or there's somewhere. You can see the trail winds its way down that way. Oh, you see that? That's a pretty sweet ladder in the distance. So that the area beyond the swinging bridge is Linville Peak, the fourth highest, least impressive peak of Grandfather Mountain. Still has great views though. And ahead is the awesome south side of MacRae Peak. You can't actually see the summit from here, but it's already 4:20. I got at least 5 something tough miles to go, so that's probably about 2.5 hours for me. Hey y'all, it's around 5:45. I just got my 2 toughest climbs out of the way on the way back. I decided to go back up and over MacRae Peak instead of taking the Underwood Trail, because the Underwood Trail is not that fun. It is full of boulders and you don't get really good views. So even though MacRae Peak is tough, it's still really fun, it's really beautiful. And right now I'm on top of Attic Window Peak, which was even more difficult because it's steeper. And the rest of the ridges on the way back, as you can see right here, are not as tough. And then once I get to the profile trail, it's all downhill for 3 miles. So hopefully I'll finish around 7 o'clock. It's gonna take me roughly around 8 hours, and last time I hiked this whole park, starting with the Daniel Boone Scout Trail, it also took around 8 hours. So I'd say they're about the same difficulty, distance, and elevation gain. So either one is tough but fun. And I'm really glad the weather was perfect for my 30th birthday. This was a great hike. This was one of my favorites in all of the Southeast. So that's the reason I chose it. Despite the only 2 times I've gotten quad cramps was hiking here. I've never gotten a quad cramp before until I've done this. Anyways, I'm pretty backlogged on my blog post and on hiking upwards, so the next couple months, look for a bunch of my posts. New hikes are coming up. Make sure to check out my future videos. Give me a thumbs up or a comment. I'm glad I'm getting more subscribers. I'm trying to just bring you the best trails I can find in North Carolina and the Southeast. So, sun is beginning to set. I should get out of here.